because I have that spirit.
Amen. I like that. Be yourself, because everybody else will take it. That's right. That's right. Yes, I like that.
Okay. Mine say, I am a forgiving, and when I am forgiving, and my compassion replace anger with love. And I know I'm not, but I have went through so much in my life. And yes, sometimes I get angry, and I talk to God about the things that have been said or done to me. And when I get back to that person, I'm still able to smile and laugh. And if they need my help, I'm still there to help them. And I'm just gonna give this a short story. I know this one that really, I thought we was really, and she went to our supervisor and told her some of the things I said. And I thought, like, yeah, I would. And I said, I still need it. But to make a long story short, that young lady feel I had her come back to me and she said, I need to pray for you. And she took my hand and put it on my heart and she said, well, my heart is praying for me. So that let me know if you still have kindness, regardless of how people treat you, God is in you.
Yes.
And then the other thing from the back is that the quantity of your life come down to the thought that you think on a regular basis. I'm not watching it, I'm not reading it regularly.
And you think of it in your heart, so is he.
Okay.
That's what it's talking about.
Okay.
So what you think about, that's what it's gonna be in your heart.
Okay, okay. So yes, I have a lot of compassion for the people regardless of how they get treated. I have a lot.
Good. And what do you do at your church?
I'm really on a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
And I sing in the choir, we in the mission.
Okay.
We don't want to get
A
started.
lot of things. Okay. Except Usher. Everybody can
Through my contributions, I made positive changes to the world. Now, on this side, it says, big change in this in the world. So, I am the change that I wish to see in the world. I'm very down, quiet. I'm observant. I'm taking it all in, and I do truly try to be that change. Yeah, I'm doing this, so I try to do the opposite. And through my contributions, I make positive changes to the world. I just gave 2 nights more than I usually with the bride. And I didn't spell the word. The house is quiet. Yes. I want to make this contribution. They want to change this.
Bill Williams on stage, one of those other ministers, when he was talking to Usher, was talking about, people complain, well, Usher boy don't do this, then join the Usher boy and make change. The choir don't do this, choir, then join the choir and make change. So don't complain, go do something about it.
My card says, I only do things that hold myself to my highest standard. It says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And I think this card really does fit me. I believe if you are going to do anything, you need to do it to the glory of God. The best you can with whatever He allows to cross your path. And if remember, He allows to cross your path, being willing to show Christ to them for you. It says discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. I totally agree with that. I would have a hard time asking anybody to do something that I'm not first willing to do myself.
Yeah, okay.
My card says, every experience in my life helps me to grow. And then, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, you do better. And I remember, many years ago, I always remember this word that the teacher said. He said, start where you are, do what you can. And, he said, start where you are and do what you can. And so, and every experience in my life, whether it's good or bad, you can't have knowledge and wisdom if you never go through it.
Yeah.
So once you go through experiences in your life, you can always change, it helps change you. And then also you're able to help somebody else by something that you've gone through in life.
Okay, witness. Then Romans 8:28. 8:28.
I can do all those for you.
All things work together for the good, for those who love the Lord and called according to his purpose. So everything, that perfect life, everything that happens is for our good and can turn out for our good. And so I've learned when negative happens, I say, okay, God, what's the lesson? I just try to turn it around quickly. Of course, I want to get out of it quickly. So if he can just tell me right away, this is what this is for, then I can just move on. Rather than fighting it. It makes no sense fighting it, right?
That's true.
Yeah, Linda, you able to do yours?
They're gonna do it for me.
She passed it to me to do it for her.
Okay.
I've been knowing Linda a long time. And this is what her card say. I am becoming more confident and stronger each day. I'm gonna deal with this side first. She is, no matter what, she is a different person today than she was 5 years ago. She's stronger. She talk more. She do more. She has accomplished a lot of things. And the other side said a river cut through rock. Linda is a river that has cut through rock, not because of its power, but because of God. But because of its persistence, she get a project, she stick with it, and she always put the Lord first. And I'm sure our president can witness to this. Linda is a different person, and she is steady growing.
So take those cards with you and just kind of remind yourself.
Thank you.
You're on the path God put you on. And if God puts you on that path, then he knows what you can do, how you can do it, that you can do it the best, that particular thing. So don't shy away from it. Because God puts you right where he wants you. So what are God's dreams for you? What are God's goals for you? And to focus in on that. So all of you and all of God, your kingdom purpose includes your total commitment to God. In order for all of you to belong to God, the world must own none of your mind to be yours. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And to reach your purpose, you must belong to God. Then you will be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The word transformed is in the passive tense, meaning it's not something you do for yourself. God does it for you. Anything that we need to do, Lord, I can't meditate, Lord, help me. Lord, I don't know if I can do this speech, Lord, help me. Lord, I don't know if I can walk that night out, Lord, help me. Lord, I can't get these signs, Master. Lord, help me. The Holy Spirit is there to guide us through everything. And we tend to forget that sometimes.
Yes, you do.
We tend to think it's on our own power, and nothing's on our own power. God is here to help us as long as we ask him. He's not going to force anything on us, right? And that old saying, for people that aren't saved, he's been knocking on the door, but he's not going to force the door open. Right. Well, that's the same thing for us that are already saved, that any of the issues that we experience, God is there to help us. He's just waiting for us to ask. That's all. And part of the asking is to do what? Be quiet. You ask him to shut up. Let's be quiet so he can answer the question.
And you can hear it.
And you can hear his answer. Because one of the things about hearing his answer is the more you study his word, and the more you meditate, the more you see the way the answers come from so many different sources.
Yeah.
It could come from this person just speaking to you. It could come from a sermon. It could come from further reading in the Bible. When you go to something else, it's like, oh, there it is right there. So it's so many different sources, but you need to learn to be able to discern what is God talking and just me talking. And sometimes we think we're going to solve it, we get the solution, or the devil's busy, so he might send somebody to say something to you like, oh, okay, well, I think people say, I prayed for you and God told me to tell you this. Well, okay, he didn't tell me anything. When he tells me that I need to go, okay. And I'll just say, well, I'll pray about it too. So again, how to learn to just respond and to not insult people, but you're not taking it in. It's like, thank you so much for that. I'll pray as well. And go about my business. I'll wait for God. But then there's other times when it might be right on time because that's a question you had been asking.
And 99% of the time, they're not gonna say, well, God told me, it's gonna just come out.
Right,
And then
that
you
person.
know. Right.
Or you might, what happened to me today, da, 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 da. And it's like, that's the same thing I've been thinking about.
Right.
Some of you have experienced that.
Use them to answer your prayer, we don't even know.
That's right.
You receive.
That's right. So we just have to be open to hearing God and paying attention to him. So I got a list of questions here. Is your personal walk with God up to date? What does that mean? Are you studying?
Now I got to start my meditation.
Yes. Are you keeping your priorities straight?
I'm sorry.
Okay. And some priorities, especially could be financial. Sister Lydia mentioned that she's checking to see if people are tithing. Well, are you trusting God enough to tithe? Are you being obedient? Because I teach the financial planning gospel at our church. So that's one of my little pets. So tithing is about obedience. It's not about money.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
God said, bring me all the tithes. So he didn't say possibly, if you want to, when you pay your bills and you got money left over. He didn't say none of that. He said, bring all your tithes into the storehouse. So it's about obedience. So are you keeping your priorities straight? Are you asking yourself difficult questions? Which would be, am I keeping my priorities straight? That could be one of the difficult questions you might be asking yourself, right? Am I really sincere about what I'm doing? Am I really sincere about serving God? Am I really doing what I say I'm doing, what I'm telling other people I'm doing, and why I'm doing this? Are you accountable to someone in authority? That's real important. Find someone to be accountable to. Find your Paul, your Timothy, find your Paul. And then you can be the Paul to somebody else. They say everybody needs a Timothy, somebody that we can mentor. But we all need Pauls. Who are we being accountable to? That's critical. That's really critical. And that's also the person that you can bounce ideas off of. That's also the person that may come up with the answer to the question you've been wondering about, if you have your Paul. So, does everybody have a poem? Find yourself a poem. And I actually just went and said, it could be my poem. It's like, what are you talking about? You sit down and talk with them about it. Okay. Are you sensitive to what God is saying to the body of Christ? The sermon this morning was amazing.
Yes, it was.
And it had a lot of questions in there for you to ask yourself. Am I supporting my leaders? Am I being, or am I over there whispering and talking about, they're not doing this right now? I mean, it had a lot of those questions to ask yourself about. That was awesome. You gotta listen to it again, right? Are they over concerned with image building? Pastor just recently, well, it's been over a year now, appointed me over the senior ministry. And one of the things he discovered was the couple that was over before. It was all about them. Big old picture of them, was the cover of senior ministry. And when I was assigned, that's what people kept saying, everything was that picture everywhere. Okay, so I said, okay, can we put up the announcement for us? I told Dorothy, just find a picture of a bunch of seniors. I don't want my picture up there, nowhere. Just find, the senior ministry, find a picture of the seniors. And when I talk to him, he doesn't like to talk about people. He can't share as much as he wants. But his comment was, some people are too about themselves, and it was too important. When he went to their home to take it away from them, he said it was just too important. So are you overly concerned with image building? And that we've had some ushers, they strutting up and down the aisle. It's about, let me be seen, I'm an usher. And that's the one you gotta pull the coattail on and sit them down. Because there are some that join the usher board for the visibility. There was a young man that we have, and that was, he would drive me crazy because it wasn't on my team. So I'm sitting and watching. Up and down, everywhere, just everywhere. I'm like, what is he doing? Get aside. He's just walking. And there was this man that's on a walker who does just fine by himself. But when Ron was working, he'd go over there and help him go to the bathroom. I'm like, the man been going to the bathroom by himself all this time, but on your Sunday, he needs your help.
Most people want to be independent anyway.
Yeah, but on his Sunday, he had to go over there and help him. What is this about? It was about visibility.
I have a question.
Yes.
So my biggest thing with ushering is uniform.
Right.
And when you say image, I'm not about image, but I want to feel comfortable and I want to feel good when I'm doing the job, the ministry. And sometimes, like I said before, I can never find a uniform that makes me feel good.
Yeah. Because we like to dress in a way that partly emulates us, right? I mean, we all have different personalities, so we all dress differently. For example, you look beautiful in that, but I would not wear it because that's not me. And I think that's the challenge we're facing.
It is. It really is. To me, it really is.
So I don't have a solution. I'm sorry. But I think, especially at your church, Sister Spencer is sensitive to that.
Yeah.
She's very sensitive to that. So you should be able to
I don't like to be in uniform. I don't like to be different. That's the thing. I don't. And what I like is different. It's different from what ushers wear now.
Right.
I mean, it's not how you say, it's not like real revealing or anything.
Right.
But I like to be nice and on point and yes. And sometimes I try to go find a uniform that's close to what they have, and it makes me look like a box. It makes me feel like a box. I don't feel confident enough. And that's the problem I'm having trying to find. And I was like, okay, maybe I have to do something tailor-made, something like that.
Are they open to what age do you feel comfortable with?
So I'm saying,
It's different. They're much younger than I am. I mean, they're much older than I'm sorry. They're much older than I am. So what they wear is what they like. But
so I know, if I get specific with your term, one thing Sean was looking at was a blazer.
right, like a.
Has she talked about that?
Yeah, I don't think it was just for our church. I
It was
think
for the state and
the.
stuff, but is that
Yeah.
something you would be comfortable with?
Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with the blazer. It's just a white suit.
Okay,
It's a white suit.
so the problem is, when coming to the national, we have to all wear the white suit.
Right. And I want to be a part of that. And I want to look like everybody else.
Look right.
We could change our uniform.
I've been trying to have that conversation.
Oh.
I mean, it's great to have that discussion, but it's really challenging because you have the old school who wants to be, like Sister Truth is. That's old school and they want to stay that way.
So something like a blazer and a button-up shirt, like a nice crisp
Or
shirt
a
and a
shell.
blazer.
I'm just talking about the suit itself. I'm not even talking about the shell.
Just the suit
It's just the suit itself.
The suit
Very.
is.
Yes.
So, yes, go ahead.
Let me ask you all a question. Seriously. Who is this? Who are we doing this for?
We do
I like
it.
it. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
we don't want to come in, but we share.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we want to decide if we want to sacrifice. I use that word all the time.
Okay.
I didn't hear what it was.
Sacrifice.
We're gonna decide if we want to sacrifice. And it's not a matter of for a few hours Sunday or I think we have to think about that because you will never please everybody.
That's true.
I like to be different myself. But when it comes to the Lord's word, if it's not something that's revealing or anything, then I'm willing to wear or do what the Lord says. In the past, I had a job that, people dressing, any way they wanted, not any way, but if they want to dress down, they could, if they want to dress fancy, they could. Then, it was at a bank, and then, someone bought the bank out. They would only allow certain type of colors. People didn't like it, the ones that was dressing comfortably all the time. And they would even give us an allotment for the type of clothes that they wanted, each dressing. Even in my but if they wanted to work, they had to do it. That was sacrifice. So I think about the Lord. That's what I think about is what we are doing for the Lord. I didn't say I wasn't willing for a change. I didn't say that. But it's gonna be very, very hard to please everybody. And every age, some way. We had people at our church wearing their dresses. I remember one girl, she was not wearing her skirt long. She didn't have to wear it long, but we would say to the knee, cover your knees, but she wanted to wear it above. She did it for a while. She didn't stick to it herself. She just refused to do it. We didn't say, okay, you can do it. She refused to do it, but she kept, we didn't say anything. She kept lecturing. Then she eventually quit. So when we start catering to, just everybody, it's gonna be different. You're so much younger than I am, and my way may not be your way. It's not gonna be like that. So since, there's gonna be conflict, I don't care what you do, where you are, I've heard people in my church talk about convention, always confusion, always this, that. But you know what? It's always confusion everywhere. Every church you gonna have, there is no perfect church. There's no perfect preacher. Because, you know, they'll talk about the preachers and how they do it. But yes, everybody is something all the time. So what I do, what I have learned to do, is do what my mom and dad told me. Do what is right. Know you're following God's word. That's what I do. I actually was talking to someone this morning from the church, and we were trying to decide some things about our national. And I said, this is how I said, you really don't learn a person until you stay with that person. And what I mean, not literally stay with that person, but literally until you get to be around that person all the time. That's when you found that learning person, maybe 10 years later. So we will never be satisfied with the uniform, totally, because somebody out there, you're gonna go. You're gonna be my age. I've been there. I've been your age. I didn't like that. I didn't like certain things. And then if you start the ushering now, and then people later on with their tongue younger than you, they're gonna want to do something different. But you may be set in your ways, and you may be open to change. We always should be open to change. I'm not saying don't be open to change, but we shouldn't have to try to satisfy everybody. I was listening to us yesterday, and I can't remember where it was coming from. It may have been Lydia, but if this ministry, when we have accepted Christ and accepted surrendering to Him, accepting the sacrifice, He is the ultimate sacrifice. Abraham, the ultimate sacrifice, when he had to sacrifice his child. You know, when he thought he was going to have to. And he was taking him to do it. So it's just some things we don't have to accept that we don't like. If we say this is our ministry, this is what God wants us to do. And I know we were talking about, well, you try, you can. When I started, I didn't want to do it. And I said, Lord, this is not for me. But He showed it to me later. He showed this was my ministry. Because I was saying, I don't have no gifts. I don't know what. They always talking about you have a gift. I'm up at age now. They always like, I don't have a gift. Lord, what is my gift? Why everybody else have a gift and I don't have a gift? The Lord eventually showed it to me. He showed it to me at one of our conventions. And I was amazed. And that's when I really knew ushering women. I thought I wanted to be the WIA, the women's dress and stuff, because I love dress. So that's where I want to wear white uniform all the time. I want to put on my dress and dress. But I had to sacrifice if I wanted to be a part of this ministry, what God wants me to do. I don't need to look good for nobody else. I just need to be presentable. I don't need to be in a fashion show. That's why Usher dressed down. Because just like you were saying that, this person, image, yeah. So this is what y'all do. Think about that when you're talking about uniform. I want us to be a professional look. I think, because that's what I'm about, anyway, personally. So I want us to look good, I do. And I think these type suits look better than those dresses and everything else.
I mean, we do look good. People say we look good because we're all in that same place.
But I think the most important thing you said was the sacrifice. It's not like we wear this every day.
Exactly.
You know, it's only for,
I would go crazy for that.
it's only for, like, For us, it's 3 times a year for a week.
Right.
And if I can't sacrifice for that, then am I really committed? Am I really committed? That's the word too. It's not about how I feel. It's just being committed to serving as the usher.
Right.
And I think that's the most important thing you said.
Right, yes.
So that's what we have to think about.
You gotta be good serving.
Which, like she said, it doesn't mean we can't be open to change, but it's still gonna be, somebody's not gonna like it, whether we change it or not. It's just.
Look, I don't try to blame that, not on me though, because we voted on it. It was voted on.
It was voted in Dallas by people who've never been to the convention since.
Okay, but you know.
So that's our problem.
Yeah,
That's
that's
our
Texas problem.
Yeah.
And they, where else did we go and voted again?
We didn't, no, we've never
Yes, we
voted.
did, we voted twice.
No, we didn't. Never voted once.
Do it twice.
Y'all, I'm gonna have to put my thinking cap on.
I know when I first came, we was talking about uniform when I first came.
Well, it's been every time.
And I don't think so much the uniform was worried about me just asking.
It was trying to bring a number of people in.
During the daytime.
No, we were just really saying there should be a casual uniform.
Yeah.
Like here, when it's just an hour in the morning,
Right,
can't we just have on a shirt and a skirt?
and we
Instead
can,
of having this whole hot thing on, and then there's a
don't
full
let
time
me
and
change your mind on anything now. 'Cause
Oh, no,
we need young people.
Yeah.
We are getting old.
I don't have, I'm excited about what I've entered. Don't get me wrong, and what I do it for Christ because I know this is what
That's
I'm
right.
to do, because I've been in other ministries.
Right,
I've
right,
done other things,
right,
but when it comes to doing this work, I want to be my best and look my best.
right.
I want
And
to
that's
feel
fine.
like
I do too.
I'm doing my job for him. And that's just like any preacher. They always make sure that they own that. They always make sure they, and when I walk down that aisle, I want to feel that I am doing my best for him.
Right.
It's never nothing that I do is for me when it comes to ushering. Because I know the ministry and I know my heart and I know what I'm there to do. But when I am in uniform, I'm with other women and we're all on the same accord, it feels better. It looks good. It makes people want to be a part of something, especially when they see God in it. But when you see a uniform of women and one is off and one is not together with the uniform, it just throws everything off. It does. And when I see it, it bothers me. And when I know it is a possibility that it could be me, then it really bothers me. So that's the only reason that I bring it up. Is because I know my uniform doesn't match the women at my church. It's not short, it's to the knee. And it's a nice suit, but it's not uniform with it's white, but it's not like their uniform.
But then I didn't know. I was taught, I was years ago, by, our president's sister. Not my name, Frankie Carter. And back then, they were tough enough. I'm young. And I used to, I get upset with her, but what she said was so true, And she said, if you in uniform, everything should be uniform. That's your earrings, little earrings, your shoes, your hose. Everything has to be, like now we don't. We just say toes in. We pretty much wear what we want to. But you are not completely uniform until everything. So she was one of those old time teachers.
It looks good when everybody
But see, that's the word. We don't need to use uniform if we're not gonna be in uniform.
Right,
If we're not gonna be in uniform, we don't need to use it. And same way with the army. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's how it was told to me. And in Maryland, they used to, when they still wear the white uniforms, I want to say it was a 666 or a 777 with the red bow tie on it. you know, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I have to wear this, you know, and I've always ushered with senior ushers, you know. And, even the shoes had to match, I had to go buy the white shoes and white socks, everything had to match. And when you think about it, in the military, they can't pick and choose what they wanna wear, if they're gonna be uniform. And for our identification, we all have to look alike, it's because we're identified.
I have never seen a brochure that says, this is the uniforms that we're gonna wear. Never, never, ever. I come here this time here, first time to the convention, and you gave me a website, a name of a company.
Denmark.
Never heard of that. So I'm going to look at the website and make sure, and I'm gonna bring it back to the ladies and see if this is where they are the uniforms.
And
If
that's
this
the
is what they
problem.
have, then, you know, how are the uniforms?
And that's the problem. We said that when we go from the local church to district and state, they're all doing different things. And so they don't all wear the same uniforms that we do up here. So then when we get here, you know,
I was a
a
total
portion of us
opposite
are
for myself.
Denmark, but then the rest are just maybe white suits that don't match. So, and I remember in South Carolina, Reverend Andrew came up to me and even asked, why are them women all in different outfits? He actually asked me. One of them had on a dress that was kind of after 5 looking, but it was white, you know. And so the only thing that we can be sure of is we have to make sure at national, we can't dictate state, district, and local church.
So that's why I come here first,
Right.
and I work my way down.
So Denmark,
The
Denmark is the national suit. Denmark is the national suit. That's the one that we wear, and that's the only one we can dictate.
And what we have told, like, at home, even in our local churches and everything, when we tell them, we come to the national to learn so we can go bring back, take back information. And if we are all in our state district together from the national, state, and we all in uniform, all in one accord, we can go anywhere and usher anywhere.
Absolutely. Now, see, this is my first time coming here, so I've purchased like 3 or 4 white suits, trying to figure out which one.
Should not be like.
Yeah, she's-
So, but now that I'm here, for the first time here, now I know, go to Benchmark, get this suit, and then I get everything underneath, just,
That's right.
all I need is that one
Well,
white
see,
suit.
we always taught this, sorry, don't go back and say. Say that, the national said you got to do it this way.
No,
I never did that, we always went back, and we take this stuff back.
Yeah, we report.
And the people that you take to our local church that don't go, or even in our state convention, Mary teaches, this is what she teaches.
Right.
I mean, why are we gonna do something different? That's gonna confuse
It makes it
someone
hard,
that
it
signs
makes it
it.
hard. She's an example of
I'm
what
a new
happens when they don't do
right,
that.
I'm
I'm doing,
that.
so now, when I first started, my question was, well, why do we keep going to these different things and all these people doing different things? I thought, is there not a standard?
It is.
And that's when I go to meetings and I be like, what is the standard? You know, what is the standard? I hear this,
Yeah.
I go to state, and I hear something else. So the standard is a
It should
standard.
not be. It should, if you're gonna be a part of the national, you should be willing to adjust to whatever the national is doing, at least 99%. You know, you may not be 100% on certain things. And I'm not, nobody saying that you should change. But if we are all together, like I say, you can come to the national the first time and be able to get on the floor and usher.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it at your church.
Right.
I understand that. I truly understand now.
Okay, I'm
Now
just
that I'm
trying to
here.
table this because we
Okay.
There was a time when all churches from the district, state, and national all was one. That's not me. My state is different.
Well, okay,
So
yeah,
that's, so what I have to find out, what I need to do for the national, I do that. State is different, so I do that.
Yes.
But But
Since
I
your
know
state is not a part, I mean, they not.
some of the churches are. The majority of the churches goes to the.
Oh, they don't go to the
They
same.
go to the mission.
Well, see, it's, you know,
But,
that's.
but it doesn't hurt, because I know what I do, I come to this, so I know that.
But thank y'all so much for that. I really do appreciate it.
So with question 9, are you aware of your weaknesses? So we need to know what areas we need to build up within ourselves to be the best usher we can be. And is your commitment constantly before you? Am I committed? You know, we had, our St. John district, the tabernacle was demolished because of a big fire. So they've been doing it at our church. And Mount Sinai, I said, that's not gonna become the new location. But that was when I discovered a lot of our ushers weren't really committed. So they jumped off and volunteered to do everything, drive the golf carts, to pick people up, to go greet, to do. I said, we need ushers. They off doing other stuff, the ushers doing everything. So it ended up with very few ushers to do ushering.
Right.
You know, it's like, you're not committed to ushering, you're off doing everything else. So if you're an usher and that's your primary ministry, make it your primary ministry. Now, I know a lot of us are part of different ministries, but if you gotta make sure one of them is your primary ministry. You know, it can be the choir, it can be the usher, but what is your primary ministry? Then that's what you wanna make sure that you focus in on. So those are the questions I want you to think about. I'm gonna pass out the QR code for evaluations, but we have a speaker that's gonna talk about the safety at the churches. I forgot your name. Carl. And he's our security. You see him, you know, around with his team with the security. He's given me a radio for us to keep so that we can call him when something is happening. Yes.
Interesting conversation when I walked in on. Thank you. But I won't let you know. No, I got to stand and tell you. But military, I'm military retired, 32 years. That's the year. And she mentioned dress. I'm military, we couldn't, an airport, we couldn't wear any time. Had to be uniform. And it had medals that had to be put on the right way. Look at the right way. With all the emblems on it, the rank, haircut, I like this stuff in the military. I see what you're doing. Also, my father Usher. I know what you're going through. Sister Sanders, you don't know Sister Sanders? Yes. That was my teacher. You know, I had real straight up and down right with her. Yeah. And, now, I know the primary mission, the role, I call it mission because I'm retired military. The role is whatever you're supposed to do to usher. But you have some additional duties. I'm going to add to you now. In this time we live in, you got another role you got to do. Let's kind of look out for what's going on. I'm not going to go through all this. This is what I call my manual. I got about 9. We're not gonna go through, I'm just gonna go through just a couple of things. I have 15 modules. I'll probably teach this when we go to an example. They're probably gonna teach again. And I got 1, 2, 3, 6 appendix. They all got biblical foundation. I'm reading the biblical foundation to you so you know that you have a role. And I'm gonna tell you just a few things that you have to do. In this button, you have what we call situational awareness. You know what situational awareness is? Situational awareness.
I've been aware of all situations that may occur.
We'll talk about it. Child protection responsibility. Please don't want to know that here.
Yeah, I do.
Medical emergency response.
Yeah, we fixed.
I'm gonna throw one parking lot around it.
Yeah, see that?
De-escalation conflict management.
Yes.
Anyone de-escalation?
Yeah. All the damn.
We all do an incident report, what happened, that's the end of the day, and then we check the bill.
It's not here to last.
Well, he's the responsible for national.
Ministry of virtues and breeders and rooted in scripture. Hospitality. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers. Hebrews 13. Wait. Watch this. Watch ye, stand fast in faith. 1 Corinthians 16:13. I'm not gonna say what I'm reading today. 1 Corinthians. Separate. Take heed, therefore, to yourselves and to all the flock. Acts 20:28. Church safety is not simply a security problem. I don't know enough. It's a administrative responsibility. So you guys have a role. And we're not going to all, but let me say a few things what I think you should do as a ministry. Reading establishes accountability. Such a great answer. Good point. Welcome to whatever church I got here, the rest of it, you saying, here the rest. Are you visiting today? May I assist you? This is normally a job of a what? Great. What are the benefits of that? It discourages misconduct. It identifies person's need. It also supports the ministry. I'm having trouble with this truth of mine. Monitoring the ministry. Responsibilities include early arrival. You all get that church early and look around, see what's going on, or you get there, go to your meeting room and let them see what's going on. This is your do. It's part of your job. Door checking, check the door.
Okay, we have a security team in our church, and the ushers don't have to do that. So,
Well, you don't have to do it. There's some churches don't have that.
okay,
This is what churches don't have that.
okay.
Now, I got a security team in my church. I met about to run it, but I went to, for the funeral up there, the door was locked when we got there. That shit don't. Yeah, we have guys that keep just getting that. Monitor parking activity. As an usher, you got no responsibility about that, do you?
No.
No, not really. But the greatest is, we have a parking lot, we have all personnel in our church, so we have, I can walk in, some of these churches probably have all personnel in the church. Observe suspicious behavior. Now, that's a part of your job too. Now, that is part of what you can do. You see somebody acting suspicious? Report it. Watching the restricted area. You have some restricted area in your church?
Yeah, we do. You got camera.
We just got our camera system in, last week. Now, let me tell you something about recognizing and warning behavior that you guys need to understand. It says something, whatever. Yeah, you can come to church really angry.
Yeah.
They're really angry.
They don't know why they.
Yeah, but you know why they're angry. You got to be very careful with that. Confusion. Intoxicated. If you have intoxicated people come to church,
Oh, yes.
Smoking out.
intoxicated.
Well, we have a security team, if they come in intoxicated, we turn them.
There you go. Report it to what?
Security team.
Verbal threats. Have y'all been threatened? It's been sitting there for 15 years, somebody's in my seat. I bet you get that note.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you in my seat? And as Usher, you know, Usher, when the wedding's supposed to sit, they don't want to sit there. They don't want to sit there, you don't have problems with it. You don't look down. Conceal items, like a workplace. What do you do if you see one of them?
We report to the security team, let them handle it.
Don't you have it?
Oh, no.
But you're supposed to what? Observe.
That's right.
Now, 9 times they're supposed to be concealed. Now, in Texas,
Yeah, say nah. You got the wild, wild west.
See, I've never seen that.
I'm gonna tell you something, I've got a training program, I'm gonna tell you what, now I can tell what people are.
I can too. Too.
Heavy clothing. Some of the overcoat and made, reporting that was something wrong somewhere. It's safe behavior. Section 6 talks about child protection. Those kids are our future. Please, please, do what you're supposed to do those kids. Watch for unauthorized pickups of kids. You have to ask, that's gonna be sure you want it. Look out, you got to sign in and sign out kid. Have this going around the children's hall. I got to miss back there. You see them, let security know. Let somebody know. And your children appearing afraid with somebody. Let's come with training, but you got when kids afraid. Never leave children unattended. Used to be, I guess we still got that. We don't let kids run to the bathroom. I know my safety and things, we don't let them run to the bathroom by themselves.
You want the parent to go.
Yeah, somebody got to go with it.
I don't know because they complain.
Yeah, but we don't let, we just, you tell the parent, you got to come do some back. You have to go with it. And that is good. She made a good point. Don't judge them, but we still control the church. Immediately report any concerns that you have. Immediately. Interesting. I've given more radio for us to get connected already. Anything she needs, let us know. She's on the same channel they are. I'm also going to show you that message not here. I don't see the message here.
No, but,
Dr. Kemp is here. I talked to Dr. Kemp this morning. I told him I would be giving his people added record so they contact. I have 5, 6 people working in the protection that's security here. This is the first time that we are on. We're not on. All my people are on. This is the only time that we're on.
will that be requested the hotel?
No, it's convention. And likely we needed to understand that because I'm a retired police officer, I've been carrying in all states. But I decided that I wouldn't argue with people here. I wanted to do the contract. So we have 3 retired military police and civil police that we can carry. But I told them to leave that up to them too. So we all in all. Now, we're all. I tell my folks at church, feel ready to see you later. You better run.
And another thing that you could report, because I know you had this a few weeks ago, is that we tried to open the door and the door wouldn't open. Have 2 open, for the front, and 1 wouldn't open. So that needs to be reported as. Because if you're trying to open the door, you can't get in or you can't get out. Right. Then that makes a difference. Yeah, just one of the doors got stuck, and they thought the door was fixed. When the guy came, they said, "Hey, it's that door." I said, "No." She said, "Well, why didn't the line report?" Because we don't want to open that side, and you let it back out.
Especially since we went on, I thought I didn't do a joke. When I went to the academy, they gave us some whistles. And I gave all my folks a whistle, they just died right. I said, you whistle with them. Go ahead, whistle. And they have whistle, I told them, I mean, back in young time, but I had a whistle all my head. Senior elder assistant, what does that mean? Senior elder assistant. You assist the seniors?
Yeah.
Can't get around in wheelchairs, walkers, et cetera. That's part of your job. And I see my usher, they be moving folks around there, carrying. And I got my safety team working too. In fact, they bring them in. They're outside in a wheelchair, they bring them in a wheelchair. Usher take it in.
So tonight we might have more because of the music.
Right. And we need to settle a place where people, they can get out or you can get to. And someone wants to sit where they want to. I want to sit over there. What do you do? But you do what you're supposed to. And maybe be sure you know what they are. When they sit in the wheelchair, you need to know what they are. So if the election come up, you need to try to go and get them. Now, who do you have to get them out? So some of you can't handle it. You got to get one of the male ushers or somebody in the church. Now, we've identified the deacons who's supposed to know what to do. You have to go back to that training again. Is that we have to notify the people we know that are handicapped so we get them. We normally have a place in our church where you put all wheelchairs. Do y'all have that?
We do, and the last year for the annual session, I was marking them, I was telling them I gotta get something to mark them. And then we would put them along the black wall.
Right.
And then right near the end, I would go take them back to the people. Because it's nothing more nerving for them to be sitting there and everybody's leaving and they can't.
Right,
Yeah, so I was taking the chairs back to them before final dismissal, before benediction, so they know they can get out.
Yeah.
Member relations. Architects. What do you do with that?
Well, we're the first responder then for this.
Where's your other community located? In the back of the one, all over looking for what? Well,
In my church, I know where they are.
The back of the
In
room.
the back.
and the Urshings and the Greens, right?
Our church, we have trained all of our ushers, nurses, readers to do CPR and how do you say
That's the next thing I want to say, Have we go down training yet, Urshing? Readers?
Yeah, we have kind of CPR and CPR.
She came to my training, And that's to do it, perform, CPR, and got a defibrillator in the church?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Yes.
Where is it? In the office, gotta go to the office again?
No,
Lock it up?
It's in the nursery.
I was right in the lobby.
We got one in the locker and one in the back by the family locks them.
Everybody in our other building.
But I told they do work. I told them you can get it.
Yep. I found where you can get, ones that can be refurbished, got all warranty on it, and you save about $1,000. In my last class, I gave them where you go and get it, so if y'all need to get that first time, call me, you get my numbers, but I'll give you the number where you get all of it. Matter of fact, I got one for the convention, we have a defibrillator here at the convention. Instead of I have well, you see, what my desk is, where we have the security, we have first aid, everything right there that you need if you need to get it.
Okay, I didn't know where your desk was.
I have a good side of mine. I'm sitting by,
Chalet here, over there?
is what registration is, I'm not talking registration. You know, when you can't talk to, that's good, I'm not talking registration. I have a good side of the security.
Well, what good does that do if we're on the first floor?
Well, the point is, I guess we're gonna have to carry with us.
I guess that's when I use my radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were on the first floor with us.
The guy up there with the registration.
Oh, okay.
It's just the only time we had this story, you know?
Yeah.
We just kind of. But from here on out, really, what I'll do, we'll carry with us and separate, so we won't have it anyway, talking to the person, that's just a good idea, we'll carry with us.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll have it with us. Especially when we have a June meeting, I'll have it there.
okay.
Heart attacks, seizures, falls, diabetic episodes. You guys are, that's what we're doing.
Give them candy, please. Please don't give them candy. That's the first thing people wanna do, give them orange juice and candy. And the first thing they need to do is to check what their blood glucose level is. Because it could be the opposite, it could be high. And you don't wanna give them that and make it higher.
Right.
And don't just assume it's because it's low.
I get you.
Yeah.
How many nurses are there? It's working. How many nurses do you have?
No.
She's asking you how many you
Oh,
have.
we have more medical doctors.
They work, where are they?
They various places in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
But we know.
No, she don't look at them.
Yeah.
In any given day, in administration, you know, we have, we got two medical doctors now, actually. We have two. Brown's doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have, first we have the drug.
And you also have mental health issues.
They cost, retreated AED, you gotta use your, the defibrillator?
Yes. Move a chain.
It's simple, I'm just cut it on and tell you what to do.
It does, yeah.
It's not really no big bang, but stuff.
It's not like when I first saw him. But now it's so much better.
Now, we skipped those, how to do CPR, but you know how to do CPR, everybody know how to do CPR.
And we don't do mouth to mouth anymore.
Oh, no. Unless it's your, somebody who's really know. Somebody really knows. And the last thing I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I have one other thing I want to bring, which is, this is very, but I want to. Severe weather. You know, we got, everybody in tornado there, Texas, Oklahoma,
Allison,
you got everything. You Galveston,
yes.
you got everything.
We get hurricane.
You got everything. Well, that's tornadoes too, yeah, you can.
Tornadoes too, sprouts.
Yeah. I lived in the mall, so I know when you.
So we get flash floods.
Oh, yeah, well, that's tough, too. You know how to do it back, you got your evacuation plans? You know what to do when you evacuate?
Everything.
All right.
What about the vaccine? I'm okay.
All right. Since you moved to California to work, I said, I don't think so, that, y'all, you
California, I was 30 years back.
Well, maybe you should look at it.
Yes, you should.
Severe weather, you know, you move, shelter, you avoid the windows. Now, this part, what you, if some of your roles is urgent. Like somebody else got to do it, you got to do some of that. What about a violent intruder coming in your truck? What do you do then?
Security, yes.
I tell my folks, see you running, you just run out, run the other way, or run. But you're supposed to, first of all, avoid move to safety. Lock the door. Can you lock the door in the chest? We can't lock out the door. I'm glad for that. Lock the door. And remain quiet, cut out the lights and remain quiet.
Come in.
And go over the door until you know somebody that you know, and that knows you, and the way to know it for them. Okay. Yeah, that, we gonna check, that, we're working on that too. We're working on that too. Because I was playing money and saying that in the first place, but we're working on that. And the Facebook contact, I think you all talked about that, dress appropriately. Be courteous. Protect confidentiality. Avoid gossip. And remain spiritually grounded. Now, there's other stuff I could talk to you about, But those are things to let you know that you have more than just the role as a what? As a usher or a leader. You got a safety team, the church members, above all, we value what your job is.
Thank you.
Yep. We're the first responders for everything, right? To bring them to Christ, but also for safety. And so we have to be alert. There's the 6 qualifications of being Christian, courteous, courageous, alert, prompt, and disciplined. Okay. So all of that is involved. All of that is involved. It's serious. It's not something to take lightly in terms of what we do and what we're responsible to do. So I really just wanted him to touch base on that. So did everybody get the QR code so you can do your evaluation? So you need to. Okay, thank you. Here's the QR code to do your evaluations. Ms. Linda, can I get you to take pictures as I can?
Correct.
So anybody that's attended all 3 of the sessions will get a certificate. So I want y'all to clap and Ms. Linda, if you can take that picture. So Ms. Latoya, let's join me up here. Yeah. Hope we didn't chase her away. She's gonna be an excellent usher.
Nobody here.
She's gonna be an excellent usher. Thank you for all your participation, your questions, your observations. It was very good. It was very good having a fresh voice in the midst.
Yes.
Got it?
Where did you go?
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Lydia Bennett?
I can do it like I guess.
Yeah. Sister Lydia Bennett. Been really active for 3 years now, doing everything. Okay, I'll shut up.
Be open up and do it. That's why we get
Baby Snell. This is our non-usher that attended, and she's gonna go back and share all of this with all those non-ushers, huh?
Yes, I am.
Sister Linda Dabbs. This is Naomi Rogers B. Thank you. Yeah. Our secretary is really good. Look at Sandy Cannon.
Yes, ma'am.
And she taught the babies this session. Sister Patricia Graff. Thank you. She contributed quite well too. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all did great. Y'all did great. Thank you. I have a few of these too, actually, again, I want one extra. You have to attend 3 sessions. You missed the first one.
Oh.
Cause I asked her, cause she gave a certificate yesterday, so I said, anybody that did too? She said, no. I said, then why'd you give me the certificate? And she said she could fill out most of it, and then you fill out the rest when 3 show up. So I'm like, okay. That's what I was expecting. Otherwise, almost everybody would get one, they're probably attending these two. So I don't have anything else. We are complete. Sister, Truth, did you want to say anything
No,
in preparation for tonight?
for tonight.
Yeah. We don't really know if we're gonna have extra ushers from, the host church. I mean, they've been faithful each night, the 3 of them. I don't know if they're gonna bring others or not. But,
We have one offering.
we have just one offering, yeah. So,
Just be in your uniform and prepare to work.
please,
Do we have to be there the whole time?
the offering is almost
After
near
the
the
offering,
end.
you free.
It's almost near the end.
It sure is.
So,
Be there to go.
yeah, so that kind of, they knocked it out. But expect it to be crowded. I mean, we may be wrong, but expect